what's good, man? It's your boy DJ2000. We back at it with another video, man. Today I'm gonna be doing this breakdown how to make piano melodies for Rylo Rodriguez, you feel me? Basically anybody 4PF at this point, because they all be rapping over these hard ass piano melodies, so you already know the drill. If y'all new to the channel, man, please be sure to drop a like if y'all fuck with the content, comment down below if you got any feedback or suggestions for me, and subscribe for more content like always, man. All y'all that been rocking with me so far, man, I appreciate you, dog. We gonna keep going crazy, so I'm gonna break it down like how I usually do. I'm gonna start off with this piano I got, and then, you know, we just gonna work our way through it. So let's just get ready to it, man. Let's go. So you can see it's already just a super simple piano chords. You know, you've probably seen these chords many times before, even used them before. But you know, what makes them stand out a little bit is that they got a strum going on. So instead of them all hitting like this, I'm gonna show y'all. See how it's just, you know, that doesn't have the same effect as like how this would right here. It's a completely different effect, you feel me? So it's just something simple like that that's going, you know, amplify and just take your piano melody, like your chord just up a level, you know, just adding something simple like that. A subtle difference is going to make your melody go up a level. So it's just something like that, you know, you can keep into mind to play around with. Also, you notice, you know, these root notes, I got them all, if you look at the velocity, my bad, they all like super high up, you know, just 'cause I want to emphasize the velocities on there and make them stand out like a little bit more, you feel me? Like, I don't know what I was going to say, but you just want them to stand out a little bit more. So I just emphasize the velocities on those. And as far as the strum notes go, you can see how the velocities are a little bit lower than those ones, you know? Just so you know, they all sit and they all sound natural. You know, you want your shit to sound natural and sound authentic. So it's just little tips like that using a piano that gonna make your shit go to the next level, you know what I mean? Then, you know, with the progression, as far as the progression goes, man, like I always say, you want to sum it up. So you can see how it hits this B note again, but then it bounces back up to the C. So it kind of ties the story together, you know. You kind of want your melodies and your loops to tie a story, almost like a chapter, like you're reading a book or whatever, you know. You want it to have a beginning and an end, and you want it to all like tie together, you know. So that's basically stuff like that. It's gonna help your flow of melody as well, you know. Your loops are gonna be able to just flow better just with little stuff like that. So these are the chords right here, which I got. Then I got another layer on top, which is actually the counter melody, and it goes like this right here. So you can see this one's super simple as well, but it's hard as fuck. Like, it'd be running the same notes over and over with a subtle change right here. But you know, it's basically playing the same thing over and over. But how it sounds so hard? Like, how is it going to sound so hard if it's the same thing over and over? Isn't it going to get boring? Nah, if you got a good support system, like these chords right here are a good support system for that counter melody. You know what I mean? If you got a nice basis, if you got a nice foundation, then that counter melody is going to ride. Like you can see already, it's just going to ride. It just sound full just like that, just because, you know, it got a nice support and it got a nice foundation. So these can be playing the same thing over and over, but this chord is actually what's, you know, driving that melody and keeping the progression going. So if that's strong, if you got a super strong chord progression, that's already going to be like, you know, it's going to determine like the trajectory of your beat, you feel me? So just stuff like that. Then another piano layer I got, it goes a little bit higher up, I think up an octave again, and it sounds like this. Super simple, you feel me? Like, it again goes back to the other melody too. This should be running the same thing over and over, you know, just the same keys with a little variation right here, but it's be running the same thing over and over. But it's super effective when all put together, as you can hear right here. You feel me? As far as the effects go on this, I just got some reverb and some EQ just to remove out the low end. You know, you don't want the muddy ends of this piano. So it's just stuff like that that's gonna make your piano sound larger and just make your stuff go up a scale, you know, just elevate your melodies to sound crazier, you know. So you can see how everything is in its own space as well. I gotta mention that. These chords being its whole own octave, this counter melody being its own octave, and this being that own octave as well. And I got them all on this pad. I'm gonna show y'all right now how it works out right here. So this is the pad that got all the elements in it, you know, just to sound super full. That's what it sounds like right here. So you can see I got the chord section right here from the first layer, and then I got that first counter melody that I showed you, and the last one that goes right up top. So you can see how everything's got its own spot in the mix, you feel me? Everything's separated and nothing's clashing. If all those pianos were playing the same area, you know, if all these pianos were playing that same area, it's just gonna clash and it's gonna sound super muddy and it's gonna sound ugly, you know? So making sure, you know, those layers of your piano have space is very important. Otherwise, you know, your layering is not going to be nice if everything's clashing and running into each other, you feel me? You want to make them all spaced out so the layering is super nice, you know, everything's got their own room in the mix. So just something like that, you know, that pad just helps fill up volume and stuff like that, you know, fill up space in that mix and in that loop. So after that, I just got this little art right here which plays out pretty much the chords, but it goes like this. it's pretty much playing out the chord, but you see it's not following the bass line. It's just kind of playing this D note on the bottom. And then ARP's just used to give that bounce, you feel me? Got some extra flare notes, but if I put the metronome in, you can see how, you see me? And got that bounce, like, it's be bouncing like that, you feel me? So, you know, I use a metronome a lot just to determine bounce and just see how shit sounds. So don't be afraid to use metronome, man. Fuck it, I just throw my ARP just to show y'all, you know, how the bounce be working with ARPs and how they can add, you know, a lot of swing in your beats. Then, aside from that, I got this one more piece, which is like this from Expand, and it's super, super simple right here. It sounds like this. I don't even doing much either. Like, it's just playing the same two notes over and over and over, but you can see in the mix, like if I play that shit right now, you can see how effective it is. So you can see, you can barely hear that thing, but it's just doing this little wobble in the background, you know, I just got some delay on that. But you can see how it's like, it's just such a simple sound. Like, as long as it sounds good, man, don't have to look crazy in the MIDI. Like, as long as it sounds good and it sounds fire, bro, you can use it and it'll be fire 9 times out of 10, bro. You just gotta use your ear, trust your ear. So after that, I just got this one piece from, I think it's a flute. See if it's played out. Yeah, from Mellotron. And this is just super quietly tucked in the background, you know, just to add a little bit more vibe and just fill up a little bit more space in that hook section of the loop. So you can see how it sounds right here. It's just barely tucked in there, you feel me? So it's just barely tucked in that bitch, you feel me? Like, just lightly put in there, you know, just to fill up a little bit more room, you know. They might not notice it, but, you know, as a producer, you're gonna notice that with your ear. So it's gonna make a difference to you, man. If you think it's fire, just fucking do it, you feel me? Then last but not least, I got your basic, you know, sub bass. It'd be the same more or less in all, you know, most of your beats that you're gonna make. So you wanna add little stuff that's gonna make it go crazy. So I just add a little piece right there and then another piece right here for flair. So those pieces just be adding some flair, you feel me? It's nothing too crazy, but like, your sub bass is more or less gonna be the same, you know, throughout all your loops or your beats that you're gonna make. It's just how you can apply them and, you know, make them have variation and sound hard all the time. So that's pretty much the loop, man. If y'all fuck with that tutorial, man, please drop a like down below. Comment down below if you got any feedback, suggestions for me, man. And subscribe for more content, man. So we can keep going crazy. If you ain't subscribed yet, man, you know what to do. Hit that button. And yeah, man, it's been DJ 2000. We out.
Easy did that shit again.